Hello, baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Rubber, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail. And starting off the video, with Kafka playing the imaginary violin, I didn't, make the connection until, as I clicked the animation, but it's we had a very sad episode last time, a very crazy episode. But I promise it's a coincidence that I have a character playing the world's smallest violin as this episode starts, because if I was using it to make fun of people who were emotional about last episode, then it'd be making fun of me as well. So do not worry about that whatsoever. Just a coincidence, but still a great idle animation. We're going to talk to the guard and meet up with Dan Hong. I hope to God Dan Hong is safe. Let's just... There's a note. What the hell? What? If Mightimos was standing here, he would be wiser and more capable than me, right? After Glide departed, thank you system software, these words wouldn't stop echoing in my head. It was something I couldn't escape from, and also something I absolutely refused to utter. How could I be worthy of my comrade's allies' trust? What right have I to stand upon her shoulders and guide others? These questions remain unanswered, but there is no time for doubt. The first enemy the Dawnmaker must vanquish is the hesitation and sorrow that has shadowed me thus far. Wow. Really incredible way of putting that. We talked about Fain on, he's a character that carries all the other characters with him. Not because, those characters need to be carried. They're incredible on their own, but I'm talking about in terms of, the weight of their story. He brings them with him wherever he goes now, That's why I resolved to aid you during your return. Even if it's incomprehensible, even if it means I must impose my will on you. I have to see it done because the promise of the Aeronova was unclear. To you who came beyond Amphoreus, its influence cannot be predicted. After I cleanse my doubt, I find that this is the right decision born from the depths of my heart. So, he believes that, I think he's talking to us. He believes that, we don't know... Yeah, we don't know what could happen to Stella and Dan Hong during the Aeronova. We do not know what happened. The prophecy claimed that only the one person can reach the final end of the Aeronova. Please forgive me for stealing your chance to witness the miracle, my friend. It's because of the prophecies made by Lady Treeby that the crisis heirs made it today. And so even if we must face the scenes from the promised age, I cannot risk bringing you with me. Thinking back, maybe the only thing I did right in this life is choosing to trust you. Jesus Christ, I'm becoming friends with you all. What the hell, Fain? What? I faintly feel that perhaps the greatest miracle of Amphoreus isn't so much the secrets hidden within the vortex of Genesis, but rather the instance you and Dan Hong descended from the sky. That's, again, it is kind of first of all, a very, emotional thing to say here. But it's it's really a, I'm not going to deny the truth that Dan Hong and Cell coming here did turn the tides for a lot of things, it feels like, and it almost must have felt like a miracle. You know what I mean? It must have. You were the hero of my heart. What the Fine on? If the next life comes to pass, no matter what I become, I will make sure the world remembers the Trailblazers. But I mean, if you don't approve my solitary decision and plans to create a new path for yourself towards the future that no one can imagine, you'll always find a way to break the rules, right? That is true. This is such a beautiful message from Fain. I feel like if I read this last time, I would have I probably would have just thrown the controller and my TV and my PS5 out the window and just never did YouTube again. But I feel like I'm in a way more, I'm coming into this with a clearer mind. I feel 110%. It's a beautiful message, and I feel like it shows the weight that he carries. I think we talked about this. He has a weight on his shoulders that Fain carries that he... It's not just the weight of, Amphoreus. It's the weight of the memory of all of these characters. It's the weight of, how do I make sure Stella and Dan Hong are safe? Would Mightimos be better than me in this position? How do I honor what Hyacinthia is doing to protect people in this world? Casters is doing her thing and bringing balance back to the world. I have to do something as well. It really feels like Aglaya left this job to me. Cypher died for this. Treeby and there's so much that he's carrying in terms of the weight on his shoulders. Now, it's also interesting to note as well, and this is something that I didn't realize this. I only found out during the last episode, and I have to talk about it. Minos is dead. This is something that I didn't understand when it was happening. But apparently, like, from what I heard, Mightimos has passed away due to the Flame Reaver. So the Flame Reaver has, like, continually... Like, this is how devastating of a villain this guy is. He's took out Mightimos and Cypher in the same act. Like, he is insane. And, again, it's one of those situations where, like, I totally get that, like, for me, yeah... Last episode, if we knew for sure Mightimos is... Because I thought it was just one of those things, like, oh, he's just... They're showing, like, how brutal this is again. No, Mightimos died. And... I'm sorry that this is one of those few times that I had to come to terms with this off camera. Because, like, obviously, like, you know, usually I come to terms with all the emotional stuff with you guys on camera. This is just how it goes. But this time around, it was one of the situations where, like, I had to, like, sit there and kind of think about it in terms of, like... what this meant off camera, and it was devastating to think about. It was so devastating because in terms of characters, Mightimos to me is one of the most, you know, selfless characters in this whole world, who truly, you know, spent his whole life watching people die around him, and in his last moments chose to fight and protect Fain and die for him. And it's so interesting to me that, like, it's not a surprise to me, but then also it kind of is interesting to me as well that the Flame Reaver would know this weakness. That's something that really, like, makes me... And you could say, well, it's just chance that he got him there. I don't know. The Flame Reaver, like, has too much of a knowledge of this thing now. It's starting to get a bit coincidental, you know? But we'll see how everything goes as well. But yeah, let's go talk to Don. Sorry that, like, yeah, I came to terms with this off camera. It's gonna happen sometimes if I make a mistake or if I miss something. But yeah, devastating, absolutely devastating. Let's go see if Don Hong's okay. Yeah, it's tough because, like, I share every moment of Honkai Star Rail. Like, the moment where I found out that he was actually dead was like a it was kind of a weird moment because I was like in bed when I checked my phone, and, like, you imagine, like, me getting ready to, like, go to sleep and then just being like, what? You know, like, I think I audibly went, what? Like, and then kind of, like, lied there for a second. I was kind of like, what? You know, it was a very weird moment for sure. But I'm glad someone told me, of course.
Please stay close to us. We need to rendezvous with Lord Don Hong.
Da, da, da. So, it's Pinocchio, isn't it? What's rendezvous? Sorry.
We will do everything in our power to clear the path for you.
These guys, man. I kind of want to see what's happening with Cyrene, if I'm being honest with you as well. I want to know Don Hong. What I want to know is Don Hong.
There he is. Lord Don Hong!
He's still there. So, okay, confirmation that Don Hong's still alive. Fantastic. Fantastic way to start this.
Quick, we must assist him!
Against the Flame Reaver? Or at least maybe one of the Flame Reaver's clones?
What are you doing here? Where's Fain?
This line to me screams the idea that Don Hong maybe didn't expect to see Cell again. Right? I think he expected them to keep going on the journey here, and he was going to fight here to, like, you know, the last breath. We need to go.
We are under Lord Fain's orders to escort both of you to safety, no matter the cost.
And they're going to do it. They're going to do it. These guys love Fain.
Leave this to me and the Holy City Guards. Zeph, take them and go.
You can't fight the...
Wait, Namasani.
Like, you can't just keep doing this whole, like, hey, you go on ahead and I'll go do this. Like, please, just stop. You all need to stop dying. We need to come up with strategies here. The strategy can't just always be, you go on ahead.
That black-clad swordmaster. Something seems off.
At some point earlier, they suddenly froze in place.
Oh?
Not moving at all.
That's why it didn't do more damage then, I guess.
Like some kind of omen.
Now's a chance to take them down. Let's get out of here. Yeah, 100%, let's get out of here. Don't try and wake them up.
Right. We don't know exactly what's happening, but retreating is the safest choice.
I agree,
right
110%. Because here's the thing, like, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking video game logic, but you know when you put like another character to sleep, you know, like with a spell or something, and then you hit them, they wake up. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, let's just leave. Let's just leave.
I don't know which demigod graced us with this miracle. Please come with us.
Yeah, it's just the case. Just 100% the case.
Fain, Is he going to be all right?
Believe in his resolve to save Akama.
Is the flame reaver still standing there? Is it just... Yeah, they're just on the map. This music's so incredible as well. Man, this place being so empty but the flame reaver being there is so crazy to me. Yeah. Also, I should say, because of the nature of this episode, because here's the thing, it's one of those things where, like, usually I, like, you know, I don't often hear about this, but I think, you know, a few people have said to me at this stage that it's like, okay, there's probably not going to be a lot of breaks in this, and to me, like, you can make a break wherever you want in this game, which is really fantastic. So basically what's going to happen is with this whole playthrough is, this chapter or whatever is that we're going to basically do something where there will be a lot of irregular breaks. So there's like sharp cuts between cutscenes or something like that. That's what's going to happen here. I'm just not going to rush it. And, you know, it's one of those things where I know like people might be like, oh, we'll just make the time. It's like, I that's not what we're doing. We're not going to go through the whole thing in one sitting. We're not going to go through like, you know, 4 hours every single time. I'm not going to exhaust myself in any way or shape or form. I want to like take everything in and do everything in its own time. So that's what we're going to do. Just to let you guys know, that's what we're going to try and do here as well. So yeah, it was one of the situations where like, I know that this is getting bigger in the story. It's getting heavier in the story. The world has changed. This whole game has changed. But yeah, like we're going to be taking our time through absolutely everything. There's no rush. You know what I mean? There's no rush. For sure. Oh, okay, here we go. Man, look at the freaking thing still falling from the sky as well. It really feels world-ending. Like when we said like that this whole world has changed. Wait, what? Ulysses? Like, physically and spiritually, but nothing will ever be the same again. You know what I mean? How many people we've lost? It's insane. Like, look, even here, like, what, like, is this all memories as well?
The Flame Reaver isn't pursuing us. Could this really be some kind of divine intervention?
I hate to say it now, but, like, Imbibe looks so good.
We can't stay here for long. Lady Chrenon's sentry gate is just outside the city. Let's keep moving.
So she's still using her sentry gate? I feel like someone should stay behind. No! Is this really what trailblazing is supposed to be? Leaving this, so we're gonna try and do something?
I feel the same. Someone should stay and help Fain and complete Aranova.
Oh, we need to stop the whole, like, one person stays. We need to be in groups more often.
For now, let's get back in contact with the Express and plan our next move. That's the safest course of action.
Thank you, Don Hong.
We need more information.
Yes, we don't need to have not every single plan. And here's the thing, understand it. Like, I want to make clear, like, those moments are emotional and impactful. When Don Hong says, "You go on ahead," Maida, "You go on ahead," Tribi, "You go on ahead." Impactful as hell. But also, like, the person that loves these characters is also talking, saying, "How about the strategy doesn't always have to be you go on ahead and we work in groups." I know that we needed to go on ahead, but how about we think about this? I'm glad he said this.
On that note, I have a proposal.
Huh?
Who's there?
I hope to convey
Screw?
a message to the two nameless.
Imagine seeing Screwlum just randomly after all this freaking time. Imagine how this feels.
Mr. Screwlum?
This would be insane.
Who are you? Stand down. I order you to maintain a distance of 10 paces.
Again, the guard doing her job here, by the way. She's fantastic. Like, this guard is fantastic. She is.
It's okay, guard. This one is not our enemy.
Does the guard have a name?
It has been a while. Nameless.
This is so
of the Astral
crazy.
Express.
And I'm talking about, like, how the reason why it's crazy, because imagine, like, this whole time you've been on Amphoreus, and all of a sudden, randomly, Screwlum shows up. You know what I mean? You've had no contact with anyone from the outside world whatsoever, and then Screwlum shows up.
I'm glad I arrived in time to stop that black
You did
clad one
that?
from harming you further.
Oh my god, the power of Scrollum.
So it was you.
That's insane. It's good to see some familiar faces. 100%. Never thought the Express crew would bring in a genius for backup. Things are getting more confusing by the minute. Let's just say this.
It was fortunate we found you in time. Madam Herta and I were both quite relieved.
I think it's not like it's not that Scrollum's like a face that I'm like, oh, I love seeing Scrollum. He's the best bud. It's more just a case of like anybody that from the outside world is a nice thing to see.
You two know this anti-Catherine?
And he called him anti-Catherine.
Does he come from the same people as Counselor Lygus?
Don't worry, guard. This gentleman is an ally of the Trailblaze. Would you mind giving us a moment to speak in private?
I trust Purple Hair Guard. She can join the crew. Like, she's been so efficient so far.
Of course. We'll wait nearby. Please, stay safe.
I fully understand your situation. For now, the only thing I can do is temporarily freeze that black-clad one in place. Time is limited, so I'll keep this brief. The place where you stand, Amphoreus, is a world constructed from data and memoria.
What?
An experimental field of a certain eon.
Wait, what? It's not just the Dawn device that is a machine? Like, this whole place is a construction. What? So it's like a meshed together world with different memories? Kind of, like, Penacony was created from Memoria as well, right? So it's like similar to something the way Penacony is created, but it's like constructed from... But it was an experimental field from an Aeon. What the hell?
And now, this isolated sandbox,
sandbox.
world is rapidly falling into a third path. Destruction.
So it's destruction now when the other Aeons were using it as like an experimental field as well. What the? It's so crazy because like Amphoreus like feels like such a incredible, like, you know, poetic, epic, like magical world that like feels like it's been here for you know, like since the dawn of time, when it seems like it actually, like, does that mean even the Titans are creations, or like this whole thing is one big like construction, a scientific construction? Because that's what they said here, right? A world constructed from data and memoria. Did Fuli construct this place then? Does that mean he constructed the Titans?
Destruction.
Conclusion. If Amphoreus continues unchecked on this course, a Lord Ravager will complete its evolution and metamorphosis and emerge from the surging tides.
This is the first...
The cosmos as we know it will suffer irreversible
This is the first, like,
consequences.
10 minutes. Lord Ravager, like Fantilia. So, if the destruction continues, or like what's happening here, a Lord Ravager will evolve to the point that they'd be born, a new Lord Ravager will be born? Gee, what the heck? This is like the first 10 minutes.
Ravager intends to trigger may be far more severe than the Lawfoo's Stellaron crisis.
Jesus Christ.
Because its goal is the Eon of Erudition.
Noose. And this is, Herta's been trying to communicate with Noose as well, right? Look at Donlong's face.
Putting aside the complex details of the inferences involved, I have a request to make. For one of you nameless to stay behind on Amphoreus,
What?
acting as an informant.
Why just one?
In order to prevent the wrath of destruction from ravaging the cosmos.
Why just one?
This world is enveloped in a firewall that defies explanation, and the flow of time here is also different from reality. Madam Herta and I can only tear open a gap and project images inside.
Yeah, they can't fully get in here, so I guess that's what the firewall is. Like, they've been trying to get in here, and then, like, even Liga said if they, like, somehow tried to, like, attempt to get in here, it would, like, be a thing where they, like, awaken the Lord Ravager, maybe, like, speed up the process of the Lord Ravager.
However, the accidental crash landing of the express car notwithstanding, both of you were able to successfully land here. There must be some principle behind this we have yet to fully grasp.
And, by the way, this was, who said it? That, was it Tribi? Or was it Trian or Trinan? It wasn't Trian, but like that said that the world, that these like see look at what's happening to this world here. Look what's happening to the people on the ground. It's almost like they are memories that are fading. The world, it makes sense now if you look at it. Like the whole world is just made up of like a bunch of memories. Even the buildings have memories in them. And I love that they're taking this from a scientific approach. Now again, like it's so insane, like how they did this, where Amphoreus went from being like the most magical, mythical place in the world to now we're talking about it from a scientific perspective. You know what I mean? It's so like such a, again, when we said the world was going to change and this game was going to change and Amphoreus was going to change, I don't think I could have like, you know, seen how much.
It will take time to uncover the reason. Before then, if one of the Nameless is willing to stay and witness the fate of this world, or to push it along when necessary, it would be of great assistance.
Why can't two? I'm not gonna...
There are reasons for which I must
explain the reasons
against such a course
If you were
of
asking
action.
us to stay here, explain the reasons why the two of us can't be together. Explain right now.
Look at this, if you would. This curio is called a chronocognitive anchor. The two of you may view it as a kind of space anchor in the world of erudition.
A space anchor in the world of erudition.
As long as you carry it with you, your individual data structure will be protected and will remain unaffected by the influence of digital tsunamis.
Digital tsunamis.
When required, it can also serve as a bridge for communications between the internal and external world.
Okay.
Of course, it is not curio with unlimited uses.
Okay.
It may only be held by one person.
Screw them. Makes sense, right? I was frustrated because like the game was separating us once again. They love doing that, but that makes perfect sense to me. That's a fine explanation. It's literally something that can protect us, keep us safe, but it can't keep both of us safe. And if the two of us stay here, one of us is going to be at a disadvantage and probably be in big trouble.
The connection.
What's all this cut off words here?
Interfered with. Decide.
I guess it's just
quickly
the
as
connection of
possible.
his hologram.
2 final messages.
2 big chunky final messages. I would say two big final chunky messages.
1. The Intellitron, named
Ligus.
Possibly the primary
What?
culprit behind everything.
I mean, he is a bit strange if that's what they're saying here. Ligus. No, but the thing is, like with these blocked out words, they could literally be like Ligus caught. Ligus knows possibly who the primary culprit. You know what I mean? They could be doing that as well. The Intellitron something named, I don't know, man.
2. Bertha discovered a clue.
What are we? This is. Can I be honest with you, Scrollum? You're breaking up, and it's actually more confusing to have this than nothing.
Miss March has already been
Oh my god, their eyes.
drawn into
Yeah, their eyes.
Amphoreus.
So she was drawn into Amphoreus. Do you think that the lines here weren't supposed to be like blank things in between them? The Intellitron, two final. Yeah, it's not supposed to be something to fill in the blanks. It's supposed to be like a cutoff point. So maybe it's like, of course, it is not curio without limited uses. May only be held by one person. The connection being interfered with decide quickly as possible. 2 final messages. 1. The Intellitron named Ligus possibly the culprit behind everything. So that's what saying he's possibly the culprit behind everything. And then Miss March is already drawn into Amphoreus. It's not. I thought it was like filling the blanks. It's actually just a broken connection. But yeah, March is here. Do you see Cell's eyes when they said March has already been drawn into Amphoreus? No way. No freaking way. No way. Oh my god. This is... This is legitimately heart-stopping. I am so happy to see her. I'm sorry, guys. Again, I'm at a loss of words in a way, but like the way I kind of felt is so interesting because like I saw March's face. You know, you see the faded kind of pink and like the, you know, and you know it's March, and then like my head got really hot and like my heart started pounding, man. It was like, it's been so long. It has legitimately been like, it was what, like the end of December when we saw March in my real life. The end of December was the last time we saw March. Holy freaking hell, man.
Oh, cold. It's freezing.
March, it's so good to see you.
Hold on. Am I dreaming? This is way too strange.
I'm glad that she's even like here, you know?
Everything's spinning. And I can see webbaboos flying around.
Weird reverb there, right?
But I was literally just talking to Himeko. How did I... When did I...
So the last thing she remembers is talking to Himeko. So the last thing she remembers is talking to Himeko. Man, it is so good to see her. Are you kidding me? Like, look at this. Like, it's almost like surreal, right? So surreal. So when she talked to Himeko right before she passed out, right?
That's it! She warned me about this place right before Klipoth glimpsed her.
Look at this location as well. This do you remember she went to a place like this as well when she in her story quest, right?
Oh no. Have I accidentally walked onto some weird path?
Maybe.
Have I done something crazy without
Oh,
remembering?
March.
Unless forcing Pom-Pom
do
into
that?
new outfits and borrowing Mr. Yang's shoulder massager counts.
Oh my god. That's her just dressing up the family pet and taking her dad's massager.
Hold up. No way! Stepping onto the path of
Oh my
elation
God, the smile.
can't be this simple,
Seeing her smile.
right?
Seeing her smile.
Child of remembrance.
Oh? Look at her face, man. I'm sorry, whoever that is, you're gonna have to wait for a second. Look at her face. Man, I'm sorry, but like, the world has just stopped for me. Like, the world has stopped for me. Like, we have March back.
Step forth into the depths of the path space.
Even her outfit is, oh my god, guys, we have March back.
Who's there? Hey, cut it out. If you're there, just come out and talk.
I agree.
Okay?
Oh, look at her.
You're freaking me out. I can't even think straight.
Yeah, it's not fair in her. I agree with her. Whoever this is, we're gonna kill him.
Hold on. Is that a gate?
It looks to be. Man, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I went from like shocked, hot-headed, lightheaded, heart-pounding, smiles, laughter, to now bubbling excitement at the idea that March is here. I'm just like, it's like, this is the greatest thing in the world.
Cast aside your fears. Step forward through the gate of memory.
The voice. Is it
Oh.
showing me the way out?
Look, even her tired look here as well, man. I'm so happy. I know, like, she's in a really stressful moment right now, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm, like, pumped. No way. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. And look, she has the camera there as well, but she has multiple cameras. I'm sorry, but like, this is surreal. This is so surreal, guys. I'm like, legitimately, it has been since
No, don't fall for it.
since
They're lying to you. Turn back now.
who's is that Mem?
Another voice? Who now?
Is that Mem? That sounds like Mem. But yeah, like guys, it was like late December when we last saw March. Late December. And it's now late March. Destiny. It's Destiny. And it's March 24th. That's like if you squint a little bit, you could pretend that's March 7th. I'm recording this March 24th, I should say.
Wait, Master Diviner? From the Wafu?
Yeah, what? What?
Fush? I mean, Master Diviner. What brings you here?
Because she's she's technically like officially like a Xianshou like citizen now from all the stuff she did with the training and stuff like that too.
And you, Miss Messenger. Do I know you from somewhere?
You do know her. I think she's the one that was part of your mission. But again, I think you don't remember everything about that. That's the thing.
Good to see you again, March.
What is happening, man?
A pleasure to see you, Miss March.
Please just explain everything to her right now and don't make her scared.
That's it. Master Diviner used the Matrix of Prescience to help me search for my memories. And you, Miss Messenger, we met in that memory space. You said to me, the value of your life does not lie in what happened in the past, but in the present and the future.
I could explode. Just every time they do a zoom in and they show her lovely, glowing vibrancy of who she is, personality and hair and face and outfit. I'm just so happy to see her. But right now it's very clear to me that there's something weird, very weird is happening. Especially if that was Mem's voice warning her to go back.
Your memory serves you well.
You know what I mean? And I agree with the sentiment, by the way. I always did that. What it's the same for Dan Heng. It's the same for Dan Heng and March, and that's why I think that they relate to each other so well in their stories. Is that both their lives like are valued in the future. You know.
March, I conducted some experiments with the 6-phase ice you left us. Thanks to the Garden of Recollection, the Matrix of Prescience has made a breakthrough in extrapolating the past. Now, we might be able to bypass the obstacles and look directly into your history.
That's very... Is this happening? Do you think this is happening?
The Master Diviner is right. Continue down this path, and you'll be able to find your lost memories at the end.
Are we actually doing this?
Since we last met, you've grown much alongside the Trailblaze. You should be strong enough now to bear the weight of your past.
So that's the explanation as to why she can do it now and she couldn't do it before? She's stronger now?
Well, there goes my Ice Princess fairy tale.
Oh, that's such a March thing to say. Oh, the world is better. The world... as soon as I said the world is better, you know what happened to me? I actually had I'm not even joking. Like, I had a flash of, what just happened in Amphoreus, go through my head, and I was like, yeah, I back to reality, I suppose. But March takes me out of, that horrible reality. I even said this in her birthday post I put up on March 7th, where I said, she is legitimately, a light in the cosmos.
I need to know, Master Diviner, Miss Messenger, this isn't just another dream, is it?
If it is some prank by somebody, we will get retribution. This is the worst things anyone ever done to anyone if that's the case.
If this is real, why reach out to me at this exact moment?
I love you so much. I love you. I'm sorry, I can't. I love you so much.
The situation is dire. Your lost memories, they're crucial to the Garden of Recollection.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. That, whatever memories she has are important to, the Garden of Recollection. If they're, how do I say it? If she wasn't able to find them beforehand, and it's a big story point that there is, she can't remember her memories, they have to be important in some way, right? And again, they could be just personally important. That's fine too. We could just find out. It could be like a Futurama style thing where it's a really beautiful thing where you find out she was just had a happy life. That's fine too. But they wouldn't. I don't think they'd emphasize it so much and not have them be really important memories in some ways. I think also then when Black Swan also started saying like, oh yeah, like might lose her memories too. Like they were trying to emphasize the idea of March's memories once again and make sure you're reminded of like this story and this idea.
She's right. The Garden of Recollection's existence hangs on your memories.
What? What do you mean hangs on it? What?
The Garden of Recollection.
Hangs on it? Like they're dependent on it?
You may not want to sacrifice anything to preserve the garden for now, but in time, you'll understand. Your destiny and the path of remembrance are extremely closely intertwined. Now go.
So,
But Mem said not to.
Walk through that gate?
This way, March. Your past awaits beyond the gate of memory.
Stop! They're just mimicking people from your memories!
Mem, I totally agree. I genuinely totally, like, here's the thing.
Voice again.
That's what I'm saying. As I said when this started, this is weird. This is so weird that this would happen right now in this sentence. But, as I also said, the reason why it could be believable for, like, as I said there, the reason why this could be believable is that, like, the idea of them being like, oh yeah, March's memories are important to the Garden Recollection. I wouldn't be surprised with the way that they've, like, really, like, emphasized the idea of, like, her losing her memories and having the possibility of never getting her memories back as soon as she went to Amphoreus, and then also that she's been drawn into Amphoreus. And now also with Amphoreus being in a place that's, like, full of Amoria, it doesn't surprise me that, like, she would have, like, some important, like, role to play in this now. It wouldn't be surprising me whatsoever. But this is weird for Fu Xuan to show up, like, right now without any notice. I feel, personally, if Fu Xuan was going to show up here and do something, I'm guaranteeing you that she would contact... Oh, she's on her... Oh my god, wait, what?
Jeez.
I've never seen this animation. What the hell? I've never seen that animation. That's so freaking pretty. But yeah, if Fu Xuan was going to show up here to March, I'm pretty sure she would contact Himiko and Welt first, right? Not that March needs someone's permission to do stuff, but I'm saying that, like, she's not going to do something without, like, Jinyuan knowing what, because this is the thing where this is the Astral Express members. So it is weird that Fu Xuan is just right here. And again, the idea of mimicking people from memories, it's like, there's a trust for Fu Xuan, right? Because Fu Xuan's very important. And in March's eyes, for sure, it's like, she's very important. She helped me before. Whatever's mimicking the memories here is actually pretty, like, terrifying. So we don't know what's true and what's not true here.
Don't let those bad people deceive you. The gate. Now it's...
Yeah, this is instantly just like... If I didn't realize it then, you would realize it now, wouldn't you? Like, if you didn't... Because again, already, like, we knew it was weird. But, like, if you didn't realize it then, you're definitely realizing it now. Like... And honestly, how dare they? Because the first time ever in 3 months that Don Hong, Stell, and March are in the same place should not be some sort of crazy, stupid vision. I'm sorry, but it shouldn't be. It should not be. We can't go back. That's the thing. I think it sounds like Mem's voice, but we can't go back.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey guys.
What are you doing in a place like this?
March! There you are.
Oh, and then the excited voice as well. But again, like...
Finally.
The trailblazing journey just isn't the same without you.
That's a very... It's hard. Here's the thing. It's like Don Hong wouldn't... I don't think Don Hong would say that outright. You know what I mean? He would say, like, oh, it hasn't been the same without you. But, like, it sounds so analytical to be like, yes, the trailblazing journey isn't the same without you.
Traveling's no fun without you around.
This is true.
Well, duh. What's Team Trailblaze without its star members?
Exactly. Tell him.
Wait a sec. You might look like you two, but...
Yep.
We understand your confusion. The Garden's allies helped us establish this Neuralink to reach you.
I don't know, man. It's so,
The Garden's allies? You mean Miss Black Swan?
Yes. She helped make this possible.
Keep going, March.
And it's the fact as well that March is like, has to fill in the blanks sometimes for them too, where it's like, the Garden's allies. You mean Black Swan? It's like, when like a spirit medium does those things, the ones that do like the live shows and they're like, I'm sensing that your mother died? My dad died. Your dad died. Yes, your dad died. And I'm sensing that Their name started with a B, C, yes, C. I was thinking C. It's like, yes, the Garden's allies helped us here. You mean Black Swan? Yes, that one. Like, I know it's probably not the case, but it just feels that way.
Find your past. Wake up. And travel
Yeah,
with us again.
it's definitely like being emotionally manipulative here, right? Because they know that like how much like the trust that March has in Fu Xuan. But we also know how much like love March has for Dan Hong and Stell, you know? Like, this is very emotionally manipulative, 110%.
That sounds really tempting. Finding my past and continuing to trailblaze new worlds with you?
Trust in yourself, March. It's gotten us this far, hasn't it?
Dan Hong also wouldn't be this pushy, right? I think that like whoever's mimicking Dan Hong here doesn't understand that he's not just like cheerful out the gate, right? He's cheerful in a way that is like very like sweet and honest and open, but like they're hamming it up a bit too much here. You know what I mean? Like Dan Hong is not like cheerful every 2 steps. You know what I mean? He is supportive and beautiful and lovely, but in this moment I feel like he would be more he'd be emotional, but he'd also be like very analytical as well when it came to like the stuff too.
Follow us.
Yeah.
Let's go through that gate together.
They're mimicking Dan Hong, but they don't get the spirit of Dan Hong. Dan Hong is a sweetie. He's a cutie. He's adorable. But he's not sweetie, cutie, adorable every 2 sentences. You know what I mean? He's not that type of person. And also, Stell would have said something really
Step into
funny.
your past, March.
Now, you know?
Find your true self.
Stell would have said something hilarious by now. Like, Stell would have been like, aren't you cold being frozen in that ice or something, you know? I see. This is the idle animation I see all the time. I never seen the other one with the selfie. Yeah.
Wait up! Slow down!
That's Mem's voice, right? That's definitely Mem's voice.
Those words sound so sweet.
They do.
But keep your eyes open. Don't let them fool you.
And that's the thing. It's like as I said, those 2 characters are just like when that trio's together, they are sweethearts. They are such sweethearts to each other, right? Dan Hong like literally like went around taking pictures for March because he couldn't just. And remember what happened? Remember he was taking pictures for March all the time, and then when the camera roll went out, when he ran out of camera, he had to face the facts and be like, "I miss March." You know what I mean? It's like he cares about her so much, but again, he's just not the type of person to be like cheery tone every every sentence. He is someone who sprinkles that in naturally, you know? He's just not that type of person. Oh, she's so pretty.
At last, I finally caught up.
Oh, it's not Mem. It's Cyrene. I thought it was Mem.
Hey. Are you alright?
I thought it was Mem. It's actually Cyrene. This is such a crazy meeting. What the hell? Like, the next time we see Cyrene is with March? What a crazy encounter. This is such a crazy but incredible way to start this. March is amazing. Like, we have Cyrene here trying to stop March from, like, going through these gates. Like, I didn't expect the next time we saw Cyrene to be here.
I'll be okay. Just not used to running around.
Oh, so Cyrene has been able to run around for a while. It's crazy that you're here, Cyrene. Cyrene, you were like a mythical like person at this stage. You know what I mean? The way they built up Cyrene in the story. And sparingly, they haven't talked about her all the time, but like when they do, she's like this. She's almost like this angel, you know?
Say, March.
She's so short.
A moment to talk before you make your decision.
And she's talking so naturally. Like whenever I thought, like here's the thing, not that we ever like would meet Cyrene, but like if we ever did meet Cyrene, you would imagine it be like something like, "It is I, Cyrene. I've traveled the cosmos," you know. But instead, it's like she's just very natural. This is such a crazy encounter.
That was you? Pushing the gate away? Sending those warnings?
I could never. I'm sorry, guys. This is amazing. I never could have predicted this. To start this whole chapter with March and Cyrene.
Yep, named Cyrene. It means
Cyrene.
Ripples of Past Reverie. Easy to remember, right?
Ripples of Past Reverie.
Wait, a minute. We actually look quite alike, don't we?
I guess. I mean, the hair is different though, right? Like one has like a very like, I guess yeah, because like hers is much more of a hotter pink, hot pink. By the way, not saying like hotter as in like that. No, she hot. No, I'm saying that. I'm saying like in terms of like the color is a hot pink, whereas March is kind of more of like I think like a more of a pastel kind of like faded pink, which looks really cool as well. She's way shorter than I thought she'd be.
Yeah. Your pink hair is just as eye-catching as mine.
No one can ever match your pink hair, March. I can't believe this. This feels surreal. This feels like I'm gonna like wake up and be like, oh, I gotta record Honkai Star Rail.
And we're both bright, pretty, and positive girls. Talk about coincidence.
You guys know my favorite type of character in the world is a character who calls themselves cute or pretty. You guys know this. I've said this a million times. It is something I love it. I love it. She calls it, we're both bright, pretty, and positive girls. Hell yeah.
Wow, you're quite the smooth talker. But I can't disagree.
Yeah, tell him. I love that March will get a compliment being like, hey, you're bright, pretty, smart. And she's like, yeah, hell yeah.
Wait, you know my name is March? Have we met?
You know what's making me so emotional though as well? That March just feels like she's in a very vulnerable position right now, right? Because she knows very little about this.
No, but I've witnessed your story through those memories just now. It's incredible, really. We might have more in common than you think. I know exactly what you're going through, which is why I don't want to see you exploited or hurt.
Okay. So she's saying she understands what she's going through. So did Cyrene go through something similar to March? And she doesn't want to see anything happen to her. Okay. This is so crazy.
You know what I'm going through?
Oh my god, March she's such like, she is like literally like heaven personified. She like makes everything better just by being here.
I know, because I've been exactly where you are.
Wait, what?
This empty space has been my home for ages.
Whoa.
I barely remember what time feels like anymore.
So she's lived in like this like between space where all the memory stuff is?
But there's something I'll never forget. Trust me, that gate won't give you what you want.
And she seems very experienced in this as well, right?
You mean those people? They're lying? Luring me into a trap?
Yeah, 110%. And you, March, here's the thing, March isn't like silly about this, right? Like, I can't. Every time I like look at March, I just get so happy. It's crazy. I'm just so happy to see her. She kind of realized that, like, you know, there was something off with Don Hong and Cell as well.
Yes, convincing, weren't they? They've studied your memories, using your deepest wishes against you. How dare they manipulate a young girl's feelings like that?
The anger on her face as well.
If you go through that door, the worst case scenario is you'll become their pawn, losing control over your own fate forever.
Thank God Cyrene was here, right?
You've seen what's on the other side? I may be stuck here with missing memories like you, but I still recall fragments of my homeland where I grew up. That door leads to Amphoreus. Trust me.
Whoa.
It's anything but welcoming.
So she's talking about Amphoreus as being not welcoming, and yeah, but so someone wants March to come to Amphoreus fully here, right? It seems like she was drawn in by Amphoreus, but Cyrene seems to have stopped her, because she said here, I may be stuck here by missing memories like you, but I still recall fragments of my homeland where I grew up. So she remembers a world within Amphoreus then. Her world.
For ages, I've watched people walk through that door.
Serious?
They couldn't see or hear my calls. The voices beyond always promised safety, but I've never seen anyone return safely.
So she's seen like this manipulation happen over and over again.
So I had to try and stop you.
We're so grateful. We're so grateful.
To be honest, I'm not sure what to believe. But the fact that you're here, putting in all this effort to warn me, that means something.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Tell me, Cyrene, how can I return to my world?
And again, I think it's like, you know, it's not that March is like extra trusting of people just for the sake of being trusting of people. I think what she's saying here is actually a very lovely thing, which is like the fact that you're putting in this effort for me means something, right? I think that's actually just a very sentimental view, and it's not a bad way to look at it, you know?
It's really easy, actually. Just turn around and walk away from this place.
Just like that?
The girl cannot be trusted.
The memo keeper's embodying the girl cannot be trusted?
Through the door, save the garden.
You guys don't, again, they're trying to get her in there. This is so strange, because it seems like from my vision of what's happening here, she was drawn into Amphoreus somehow, but she's not fully there yet. Or at least she's not fully been taken spiritually by whatever wants to take her in here and make her into a pawn. And if this whole place is was an experimentation, they called it, of like a Aeon, is that what they've referenced it as, like an experimentation of an Aeon? Built up in Memoria. They want March's memories for some reason. And it's clear they wanted other people's memories as well, you know?
Both of you, children of remembrance.
Oh dear lord, look at this as well. Both of you children of remembrance? Wait, what? So they're saying both Cyrene and March are like children of remembrance.
They never give up, do they? But don't let them sway you. Stick to your path.
This is it's so insane that we're talking to Cyrene right now, guys. It's so insane to me. I'll never be over it. Like, look at these two. This is like if Sunshine, like, walked the earth. You know?
The return journey could take ages, longer than most lives.
Return journey could take ages, longer than most lives. Wait, the return journey to... Wait, so she's saying that... Okay, okay.
But that path
Yeah,
will
there we go,
lead
okay.
you home.
Yeah. So she's saying that, yes, the journey that you will go on will take a while to come back, but this path is going to lead you home. So she's saying you will find your home if you keep going on the same path. Cyrene, man.
Thank you, Cyrene. I know what I need to do.
Wait, why is she turning around to the gate?
I'm going through that gate. Into Amphoreus.
March? What?
Wait.
What?
Don't worry. I believe you. It's just that, for me, the only place I can call home
No.
is right beside my friends.
Oh my god, March. She's literally like, this is... Stop, okay? No, look at her. You know why this is incredible? You know why this is incredible? Like, the fact that they told her, she basically said, you will become a pawn of these people. This place is dangerous. You will not find your home in this direction. And then March said, my home is where my friends are. I'm jumping into the fire. She knows her friends are in Amphoreus. Oh my freaking god, March. Honestly, like, I don't know why we'd even be surprised. You know what I mean? The Trailblazers are the type of characters that legitimately, and this is why Fain wanted to send them away, because they're the type of characters that would be like, all right, guys, we're all jumping into fire. You guys stay here. You know, whatever. As I said, the Trailblazers would be like, wait, 1 second. They'd pro gasoline on themselves and go, okay, let's go. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, we're doing it for our friends. Like, they're those type of characters. Jesus Christ, March.
2 of my closest friends are already on their way to Amphoreus. They may seem capable, but only I know.
March?
They're absolute disasters waiting to happen. They won't last 5 minutes in a new world without me.
I'm gonna die. Oh my god. Yeah, you tell them, March. They're doing, like, honestly, the world, this whole Amphoreus problem would have been solved in 2 minutes if March was there. Do you think this happened then before they went to Amphoreus? Like, this happened right away when she lost her mind, maybe, or memories? Because the way she says on their way to Amphoreus, but maybe she just thinks they're on their way to Amphoreus?
That's why
The
I
little
need
smile.
to go through. Amphoreus or not.
Stop!
When the 3 of us are together, there's nothing we can't handle.
I am going to die. I am going to be bereft of life. I am dead. I am dead. I am dead. This is incredible. This is everything I could ever want March to say. And again, it's not surprising she says this, but it's like, it's so cute. It's so special to me, man. That trio means the world to me. Stell, March, Dan Heng, the trio of the world.
We'll explore, understand, establish, and connect.
March.
After that, we'll find our way home together.
Yeah. Oh, she's incredible. Cyrene's like, okay.
I see. You've got people who mean the world to you,
100%.
too.
Cyrene's so short. I didn't expect her to be so short.
That is so heartwarming. March, if that's what you've decided, you have my full support.
100. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Look at this smile on Cyrene's face as well. I like Cyrene a lot. But yeah, it's so March. And it's not even just so March. It's so Trailblazer. I genuinely think if like Dan Heng was here, right? And if Dan Heng was trapped here and they said, hey, Dan Heng, one way is going to be torment and torture and maybe death. But Stell and March are there. He'd do the same thing. If Stell, right? There wouldn't even be a cutscene. The Cyrene would be like, you shouldn't go in there. Yes, Dan Heng and Stell? She went through the gate. Like they wouldn't even like, not that she cares more. I'm saying that she's such a gremlin that she would just like go for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's so special about this trio.
Birds of a feather we are. Looking all sweet and innocent, but with hearts of
That's
fire.
so true. That's so true. I am tingling all over. This is incredible. I feel like I'm like having my favorite food over and over again.
Oh, stop. You're making me blush.
These two should enter a competition for complimenting themselves, and honestly, they deserve to win.
Well then, I guess this is it.
March 7th.
Do you think we'll see each other again?
Probably.
Who knows? But don't worry about me. After all this time here, I've grown quite used to chatting with my imaginary friends.
That's brutal, man. That's brutal. Like, cause like I think, you know, like boredom. I hate boredom more than anything else. But like, I think one of the things people tell you is you have to like learn to sit in your boredom, kind of like understand like boredom is a part of life. It is. But what's so crazy about the whole Cyrene thing is that like she's probably here for a while, you know.
Since Amphoreus is your homeland, if there's a way to help you, my companions and I will do everything we can.
Yeah, and I love March signing them up for a mission already because she knows they will take it.
Then I'll look forward to that day.
So cool. This is a top 10 Honkai Star Rail scene ever. Easy.
Your story awaits, March. Make it an epic one.
So freaking beautiful. And I think as well, it's just like it's the ultimate dopamine hit. This is the best possible way they could reintroduce March into the story, is to have her Stell. We're back to Stell, okay? The best way they could have introduced her into the story is to have a moment of
You okay there, friend?
Yeah, I don't think it's the same voice, but the best thing they could have had to introduce March back into is to show her sweet side, to show her self-confidence, to show some of her confusion, to show her love for her friends, like all that, and then have a new character like Cyrene be introduced in a way that like it's so smart in terms of writing as well, because anyone who loves March sees Cyrene being nice to March, and now we can trust Cyrene. You know, it changes everything.
Something seems to be bothering you.
The vortex of Genesis. We made it back.
Indeed.
Even this place has changed.
Yeah, again, it's like the stuff with the Memoria again as well.
Fain. Is he ready for Aranova?
I hope Dan Heng will be okay heading back in his own. So we chose to stay, by the way. No matter what we need to see it through to the end.
Yeah, we've come such a long way. If what that machine gentleman said is true, if Amphoreus is destined for destruction, then I'll stay by your side until the very end.
Oh man, it's a quad now, isn't it? It's a quad. It's gonna be a quad.
Like how you and Dan Heng treasure the Express. Amphoreus means everything to me.
Time to see Aranova begin.
Right. Time to see the last core flame restored.
Whew. Yeah, perfect scene. Perfect scene with Martin Cyrene. Perfect way to reintroduce her into the story. Couldn't be. Wait, we're still in this. They're still in this mode here. Nothing's changed.
Look, there's Fain. And wait.
It's Lygus.
Lygus.
But does that mean Cyrene is gonna show up, or did she show up already?
Remember, Scrollum's warning.
He's responsible. He's responsible for all of this. And again, I trust. Here's the thing: the Genius Society are insane, right? They're insane people, but like they're weirdly you can trust them. You know, even with Dr. Ratio tricking people back then, it's like he did it like for like a really interesting reason. I can trust the hell out of the Genius Society. You know what I mean? 100, especially Scrollum. Hadn't hurt it, in fairness. I thought I was going to see Cyrene behind him.
But you, Lord Fain, will bury the old world with that core flame, bringing all things into a grey unknown.
This is when Cyrene showed up, right?
It doesn't matter. This cruel flame chase journey has made me abandon my fantasies. The future is not a paradise with a gentle west wind waiting for us to step in. If what lies ahead is a mass of chaos, I will tear it apart. Then usher in the first ray of blazing sunlight.
That voice performance is always incredible.
Is it you?
Wait. But didn't Cyrene show up at this moment?
With one last chance to turn back, you still step forward. How befitting of a trailblazer.
Yep, that's what we do. This is the path I must take. Spare me your mockery. Oh my god, I love being a bit aggressive with Lygus.
You misunderstand. As our world nears its end, the ones who walk the infinite paths have embraced their destiny.
So is he saying the Tribios is just gone?
As the Theoros, it is my duty to witness the world's future and oversee this final core flame ritual on their behalf.
See, if that's the case, then they just ended Treeby and Trinan's whole thing with, like, again, a realism, but like I would have expected them to get more of a moment, you know?
The trial of world bearing, the ritual of Era Nova.
Scrollum says you're. Oh wow, we're just saying it outright. Scrollum says you're behind all this.
I see. So you met my kindred spirit before I could erase his traces.
So you tried to erase his traces. I mean, they did say they were trying to avoid him, right?
Partner, what are you saying?
This one knows more than he's telling. Time to make him talk.
I've had my suspicions. How does a native Antikythera know so much about repairing vehicles from beyond the sky?
That's so true, Finon. That's so true.
Lord Lygus, how much do you truly know about Era Nova? Tell us everything.
The tone changed for this, by the way.
Very well. I need no longer maintain this Theoros masquerade. You seek truth, Lord Finan, and truth you shall have.
Well, now I'm kind of worried.
As you know, when the old gods fell, Someone had to bear their broken pillars to fill the vacant seats. Those who would assume divine authority must prove themselves through trials. Yet, for Kefali's demigods, the possibility of overcoming the trials has forever been non-existent. For the world-bearing trial is the divine duty itself. Bringing forth the Era Nova and bearing its weight is an endless ordeal, ceasing only upon collapse.
Okay, so for Kepler's demigods, the possibility of overcoming the trials has never been non-existent. It's no, the possibility to come over the trials. So it's like for Fain, who would be the demigod of Kepler, right? For the world-bearing Titan is a divine duty itself. Bringing forth the Era Nova and the bearing its weight is an endless ordeal, ceasing only upon collapse. So like the only time that the taking over of Kepler's body would be ended is like if there was a collapse, if he fell. And then he said before, when the gods fell, someone had to bear their broken pillars to fill the vacant seats. That's the reincarnation of the Titans, right? Yeah, okay.
Precisely. The Era Nova ritual is not something that can be completed in an instant, no, but a long and arduous journey.
Seems to be.
While the sacrificial journeys of other demigods conclude in this world, Kefali must shoulder the gods' core flames, bear the memories of all worlds, and stand unwavering.
So it's like Kepler's the one, like while everyone else goes on this long and arduous journey, Kepler would be the last one that bears all the memories and must stand unwavering. Okay.
Until the next world, when the black tide consumes the bearer and all that they carry, leaving nothing behind.
So then they're expecting the cycle to continue with the black tide continually consuming whoever is the world bearer at the time?
Unless their core flame finds a new bearer. Wait,
am I getting this right here? Okay, let me read this through this again. So we're talking about the idea of the gods falling. That sounds like reincarnation or becoming the gods again. For Kepler's demigods, though, you can't overcome a trial because the world-bearing trial is a divine duty in itself, which brings forth the Era Nova. And bearing its way is an endless ordeal, ceasing only upon collapse. So it only ends when you die. The Era Nova ritual is not something that can be completed in an instant, no, but a long and arduous journey. While the sacrificial journeys of other demigods conclude in this world, Kepler must shoulder the gods' core. So all the other demigods get to like have an end to their story, but Kepler's demigod must continue on until the next world when the black tide consumes the bearer and all they carry, leaving nothing behind unless the core flame finds a new bearer. So the only way to... It's either they continue this arduous trial continually, constantly until, but it stops if someone takes their core flame and bears their core flame again.
The holy flame that illuminates all worlds rests in your hands. All that remains is one choice. Nurture it, pass it on to future generations, or extinguish it here and now.
So he's asking if... I'm going to take a screenshot of this, by the way, as well, just so we can have it. So Fain can choose whether to pass it on again and continue the cycle or destroy it right now. And that's probably what he meant by turn a new page.
Deliverer, the fate of all
Crazy
worlds
stuff.
rests in your hands.
Enough testing. I've made my decision. But before I ignite the dawn of the next world, you need to promise me something. 2 things, actually.
So he's going to ignite the dawn of the next world.
Speak your terms.
Promise me this. Professor Anax's vision of the new world is absolute. The world will be reborn from my memories. All souls, living and dead, will return as the first human.
What?
unchanged from their past
So he's
lives.
saying that, like, if that what he wants is that when I do this, all the people that have passed, all the people that died, will get to return and have their memories intact through Fainon's memories.
And my friends, the fallen demigods, they shall transcend the cycle to become new titans. Our heroes shall not have died in
And again,
vain.
that's that weight that he carries, right? But he wants them to be able to have a meaning in their death, I guess, a meaningful death after all this, and have them become titans again.
Of course. This I can guarantee.
So if he continues this cycle, and he, as he said himself, if I ignite the dawn in the new world, basically what he's saying is what Anaxagoras said has to be true. You have to promise me that my memories will then create a world where all those, not only do my friends become titans and get to finally fulfill their goals, but also all the people that are here, living or dead, will get to, like, I guess, come back or live again with their memories intact, or at least like who they were as a personality.
Good. The second one. Promise me the Trailblazer can return safely
Fain
to her homeland, unbound by Amphoreus' laws.
Fain. And again, thinking of everyone as well.
My apologies, but I cannot promise this. As you mentioned, she now bears the Time Titan's
Would then,
authority.
if she, since she does bear like a Titan's authority, would that mean? Do you think that could be a possibility that that he'd be like, well, wouldn't she not count as one of those people that would like be a demigod?
Her bonds with this world
Mem's face.
run too deep.
So we're too attached to this world now. No need to worry, I have a plan.
Well, I stand corrected.
Man, Schoolum's insane.
An outsider like her does have ways to defy destiny.
This is so Honkai Star Rail, by the way, as well, because it's like it's so much of like Amphoreus is like, this magical world, the Era Nova, the Titans, rebirth, the new dawn. And then Schoolum just comes along and goes, science! And just hands us something. And it's like, we're defying destiny now, you know what I mean? It's very Genius Society to me, you know? It's like, this world is crazy and magical and insane and astronomically crazy. And then Herta and Schoolum are just like, science! Like, it's just so Genius Society to me.
Thank you, my friend, for everything
Fine.
you've done for this world. Though the next world may not remember, I
Is
shall
this just
never
goodbye
forget.
to you as well, then?
As the Theoros, I declare, Amphoreus has determined her path. Step forward, heroes. Follow her path and see it through.
This is crazy because, like, we know that Lygus has some ulterior motive here, right? We know he does. Again, it's from my trust in Schoolum and Herta, right? I trust them. Even though they're crazy, I trust them, right? And of course, like, we had suspicions about Lygus anyway, how weird he was acting sometimes as well, but, like, not like to that extent. What happened here, it seems to me, is that, like, just so we can talk it over, I like talking it over, Fainan said that he will reignite the new world, but he has to have guarantees that all of his friends will become titans and fulfill their wishes and their dreams. And then the people who have died, living or dead, will get to come back as themselves. Not remembering what happened, but maybe just having their personalities intact, right? And having their worlds intact and their lives intact. And the reason why Lygus couldn't guarantee that we could get out of here safely, which is something Fainan's been trying to guarantee for a while, is because we do have ties to this world now. We are technically like a demigod ourselves. So we do have ties to this world. Well, not I don't know if you call it demigod, but we have like we are ascensions. We are ascended. And so he couldn't really guarantee that he'd get us out of here because we're too tied to this world and he doesn't know what would happen. Again, as Fain said, we don't know what the effects would have on you and the world too. Look how lit up as well. So, but Stell has this device that anchors them, right?
Without you, we could never have reached our prophesied tomorrow.
And he means every word of this. He means every word of this.
Thank you for walking this path with me to the end.
Do we talk to the Lygas before we go in and do anything here?
As our world draws its final breath, I stand before you as the Theoros.
Before we begin, there's something I need to know. Interesting. Okay, who are you really?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Lycurgus, once an honored elder of the Akama Council. As the Theoros, I have sworn to watch over and protect every citizen of Akama until the very end. Of course, that alone won't satisfy your curiosity, so let me share something more. Something that means little to Amphoreus, but everything to a traveler like yourself.
Saying everything to us?
I, Lycurgus, am one of the Erudition's many Pathstriders.
Pathstrider?
Through me, Nous keeps watch over this realm, working to save Amphoreus from decay.
So he's a Pathstrider who's like, like they're both watching over Amphoreus to keep it from ruin?
I don't expect you to trust me based on words alone, but believe this much. When you look at the bigger picture, we're walking the same path, you and I.
So he is not only like we kind of like had that they had that suspicion, right? That he was someone who like maybe like has more of a contact with the outside world. So, and a Pathstrider, if like I always get the definition wrong, but the Pathstrider to me is like someone who can like is like very closely related to the path itself, like almost like directly on the path, right? It's like someone who's like so that is like almost like it's like a high priest or something of a path or something like that as well. This is an interesting question. What aren't you telling me, right? This is a very interesting question.
While the holy city may honor me, I am but a humble speck before the cosmos. My reach is limited. Your doubts are natural. Let me assure you of this. What's done, I've told truthfully. What's to come, I'll witness fairly.
Save it, buddy.
My conscience is clear.
Save it.
To my role as the Theoros, to Amphoreus, and her destiny.
He just basically said no comment in like the most roundabout way possible. I'm sorry. He literally did. I'm sorry, guys. Keep it to yourself next time, maybe. Like, what's done, I've done truthfully. What's to come, I'll witness fairly. Well, my conscience is clear. It's like, okay, that, like, you're basically like, that's for you. You said this for yourself. You said this for yourself. What's your connection to Scroolum?
I believe all synthetic life shares a common source. We're all children of the universe's eternal mathematical law. So, you see, the answer is simple. That brilliant mind is my kindred, a brother, if you will.
So brother, okay. We got a little bit out of him here. But he's keeping a lot close to his chest.
The world will be moved by your sacrifice, Trailblazer.
Yeah, but he's definitely keeping things close to his chest for sure, you know? Oh. Little snack.
Behold,
what's gonna, like...
gods, Amphoreus has achieved her victory, and the Era Nova approaches. The radiant soul has arrived, having walked through the bustling nights, bearing the golden
just worries me so
fire and
much.
blood, stepping with pride into daylight.
He is the pure
Tribute?
child, walking upon the path of yesterday, today, and
Oh
tomorrow.
my god, what?
He is the first
Stop.
to be born, first to be named among the nameless.
Are we gonna see all of the flame chasers?
Eternal
Stop
in form,
it.
limitless in reach. He treads the endless night underfoot.
They're all talking about Fainan?
Greatest
Oh.
of kings, protector of the displaced, raising humanity's children above their adversaries.
For Mightimos to call Fainan the greatest of kings.
The firmament of molten gold courses through his very bones and
Hyacinth.
flesh.
This is so beautiful. Like it really drives home how many like characters have been affected by all this.
The greatest
Cypher.
of schemes reveal against his breath and words.
Very dramatic. Love it. That's very Cypher though, isn't it? And
In the
Aguaya.
golden lakes of that beautiful new world, he shall wash himself
This
clean.
journey, man. Look at all these characters that gave so much for this journey.
There. Finish what we first
Cyrene.
and last wished for.
Cyrene's showing up here as well, by the way. What we first and last wished for, right? Which is peace?
To write an
Okay.
ending unlike any before. For this world we so deeply love.
So like a rewritten ending. Jesus Christ, this scene is incredible. Like, what a way to not only drive home like the perspective that people have on Fainan and like the trust that people have in Fainan and the love that people had for Fainan, but also like how many people have been affected on this journey. It's crazy.
Come, partner. Join me.
I'm because restore the final core flame with Fainan. I don't know if I'm even ready to even see this. I guess we just have to do this.
The time has come for us all to face oblivion.
We could stay here a little bit longer though. Like legitimately, like this is.
Or embark on one final grand journey.
Dear Lord. Oh my God, it's the last one. There's no point waiting around. I'd be here forever. I know I would wait here forever. There's no point. I'd be here forever. We're gonna get to witness all 12 core flames. All 12. Look at this. No way, in a cutscene as well? Look at this man. The whole world has all their faith on him. He carries everyone on his back.
What a magnificent and
What?
epic adventure.
What?
The hero's journey reaches its end, and
Pause?
the truth behind the Era Nova is about to be revealed. Is that truly the case?
What is happening?
Here, as the Theoros,
Lygus.
allow me to humbly request that you find a moment to listen to
Are you talking to me?
witnessed. This is about the nature of Amphoreus itself, a story of the prime mover of life.
What?
My.
What?
A broad topic this is. Where shall we start?
What in the world in this universe just frickin' happened? He paused and it feels like he's talking directly to us, right? And it could be wrong, but like there's been breakers of fourth walls before. Sampo broke the fourth wall before. He looked directly at the camera, right? That's hurt in the back as well. My broad like what? He stopped time?
Got it. Let's start at the very beginning.
This is insane.
The Big Bang. The birth of particles. The emergence of all things.
This game knows continually how to just stop my heart over and over and over and over again. And this pause right in the middle of the screen. Right? What it seems like breaking the fourth wall, but I could be wrong. Lygus is such a crazy character. So we're starting at the Big Bang. The Big Bang.
Just kidding.
Oh, we're just kidding?
What I mean to say is that time, space, matter, all concepts exist solely because we perceive them.
So like the world through perception?
This is called the erudition. Without it, the universe would merely be a chaotic book written by chance, yet unread by anyone.
So erudition is literally the theory of us, the world existing because we perceive it to exist.
As your acquaintance, Lord Anaxagoras, suggested, everything in Amphoreus exists through new spores, living in the memories of those yet to come.
Which says, as your acquaintance, you think he's talking directly to Cell? Everyone in Amphoreus exists through new spores, living in the memories of... So it's the... We talked about the idea of like this place being construction of Memoria and a Titan's playground. And he's saying that, like, as Anaxagoras suggested, everything in Amphoreus exists through new spores. But here's the thing, is this what Anaxagoras suggested? It was, wasn't it? Was it? Like, people in Amphoreus are living in the memories of those yet to come, is what they're saying?
Oh, how beautifully it aligns, revealing universal truths in such simple terms. Only he could solve the riddle of what exactly are we?
He's very smart. This is crazy. Can you just, like, give me, like after this, can you give me, like, a full-on, like, book about this or something?
Oh, but you'll remember... Even as the embodiment of reason, one mystery remained beyond his grasp.
If that is the case, whose memories did the very first new spore sprout from?
Am I stupid that I, like, maybe you guys might come, am I stupid that, like, I kind of, like, I think I made the connection, but just thought they were similar words. But like noose, right? Erudition, new spore, right? Is the people that he was is the people in the I forget the actual phrasing now, but it's one of like the branches of like learned thought or whatever. And I remember them saying this about like where did the very first memory of the new spores come from?
As sages across ages have asked the gods, what is the prime mover of life?
I'm just kind of like, it feels like I'm like trapped, I'm tied to a chair, like confused as heck. The prime mover of life.
But let's set aside the grove's teachings for now. Look further, past Amphoreus, to what they call the Forbidden Realms beyond the sky. Do you know of the Scholar's Strife?
Know of the Scholar's Strife?
During that grand yet brutal war, waged in the name of erudition, a genius's legacy was abandoned, strewn across the cosmos.
During the Grand Blue War waged in the erudition, Genius' legacy was okay.
The scepters a macrocosmic computational array beyond mortal comprehension. Made to emulate the Eon's thoughts, it became part of the Eon's cognition at birth.
What?
Scattered throughout the cosmos, these arrays act as celestial body neurons for Nous.
Wait, okay, so the scepter's a microcosmic computational array beyond mortal comprehension made to emulate the Eon's thoughts. It became part of his cognition at birth. And then he scatters the cosmos. So these arrays that are called scepters are made to emulate Nous's thoughts.
But regrettably, as everyone knows, the erudition forsook them all.
All the arrays?
But what nobody knows is that, though forgotten, they never stopped seeking the divine answer. A question that survived war and disaster, stumping even the greatest minds, including both mechanical emperors.
Mechanical emperors. Guys, sorry, guys, this is probably gonna be very confusing for you at times. So he's saying that the people of erudition, or the erudition itself, forsook the arrays. But everyone still tried to find the answer, and the question was, what is the prime mover of life?
Now, we come to the real truth of Amphoreus.
Please.
What if, hypothetically, a scepter found the answer to the prime mover of life?
Wait, so the scepters, isn't that what she said, that Herta said, a scepter? Or was it Herta that said it? Is that the Dawn device, the thing that Kepley was holding up? So erudition forsook them all. Was that when Herta destroyed them all? The prime mover of life. Was that the question Herta was asking? What is the prime mover of life? I think it was. Wasn't that the question she was asking as well? So like she was still seeking out this idea. I think so anyway.
If through endless solitary extrapolations in the cosmic cold, the one deemed as a failure by the Eon of erudition found proof through the ages.
I'm sorry, I'm going to keep rereading this stuff, guys. If through endless solitary extrapolations in the cosmic cold, the one deemed as a failure by the Eon of erudition found proof through the ages,
what would happen? Perhaps the answer is simpler than you'd think.
Did they create Amphoreus from that?
From a perishing neuron devolved into true life, reborn through the gaze of another Eon.
Fuli?
This is a tale from the distant past, unknown to all, even unheard by the greatest geniuses.
Do you think it is Fuli who that, like, because I said like someone who, like, I'm gonna continue to take screenshots of this, guys, but it's if one of those scepters found the answer, and even though it was deemed as a failure, it was able to find something, and then it was gazed upon by another Eon, which would to me be Fuli. Is that the mixture of the erudition and like the memory and all that stuff here as well? Like that's how this was created, maybe?
Now, let's leave the scepter's story here, returning to where we began. What is the prime mover of life?
Prime mover of life sounds like something that would create something, and prime means something that it's like the first, like it's the thing that created life itself?
Actually, you know the answer better than you realize. It's been by your side, accompanying you throughout this long journey.
Mem?
Right now, it awaits you ahead.
What?
In that brave new world, beyond the end of Genesis.
Is it Mem? Act 1 to Act 1. What are we seeing? That's fine on in his world, right?
With you. Be the one who begins it all. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. Continue onward.
What is even happening?
Bearing this world upon your shoulders until the Ashen Hero, the nameless deliverer, ushers in the dawn.
Wait, so again, I'm not gonna feel bad about looking back over the stuff. Take this wish with you, be the one who begins it all. As the prophecy told you, will bear the bleeding sun until the pale dawn breaks. That's what just happened there, right? They held up the sun almost. Continue onward, bearing this world on your shoulders, like Kepeli, onto the Ashen Hero, which seems like Fain, right? No, wait. No, the nameless deliverer. Would that be Stell? Because Fain isn't nameless, right? Oh my god, look at this sweetheart.
Such an odd dream.
This must be in his homeworld. It must be. This is some crazy stuff. Because what I'm gathering from the stuff with Lygus right now is that the prime mover life, in my view, would be like something the idea that like moves life, that creates life. It seems to me that like the scepters that were trying to find the prime mover life, one of them failed but actually succeeded, but thought that it was failed and was abandoned. And that's the one that maybe that created Amphoreus, maybe. The idea of this like being gazed upon by Fuli, another Aeon, and then maybe through like memories and like the finding of this mover, the prime mover of life, they were able to create something on Amphoreus. That's just what I'm thinking of right now, but it's still a crazy way they're doing this, honestly.
Strange. Like I've dreamed this before, but it all slips away when I wake. Only a voice remains. Who was that?
Man, it's so crazy seeing Fain on like in this perspective as well, before like everything crazy happened. Rise and shine. Wait, what? Wait, what?
What?
What is happening?
Ah, it's you.
Oh, his sweet voice.
Whoops, I fell asleep there.
What? I'm sorry, I keep asking what is happening, but...
Strange dream I had. It's gone now, though. But look, perfect sunshine.
The voice acting?
Day is still young.
So sweet, so cheerful.
Let's go find Cyrene, partner. We promised to be there for her oracle card reading today.
What?
It's right about time.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Looking at you, someone's still half asleep. Tell you what, catch some fresh air first. I'll hang around here.
This is like, maybe it's not like, I thought it was Fain's world? His home world? Oh my god, this does look like, holy freaking hell, guys, this is a new location. This does, again, we never seen what his world looks, we only saw a tree, but I'm thinking like this is completely different from like what Amphoreus was. Do you think this could be his homeworld? Cyrene?
Oh, beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
This is ID Celestii, home of the nameless hero who carried Kepha's core flame.
It's beautiful, but like, again, the last thing I expected.
When he was young and innocent, he had heroic dreams, imagining his wooden sword was forged of iron.
But that's the thing, he legitimately has like that sweetness in his voice, that very big optimism in his voice, right? It's incredibly like cute to hear it, you know, because we haven't heard his like, you know, beautiful optimism in a very long time.
Pretending the straw dummy propped up by a wooden pole was a giant with a single blood vessel running from spine to heel.
This is so incredible. Even to see small stuff like this, like what he used to practice with.
Dreaming of slaying the giant and becoming a hero to save the world. Though to his young mind, the world was just this small village.
As it would be, you know, like he didn't have grand aspirations of going outside of here. We seen Fain's childhood.
Sharp as ever. Indeed, these memories you witness are the first steps of his journey. These are his first memories. Rather than watching, why not join in? Think of it as immersive theater. Become his lifelong closest friend, witnessing his hero's journey from the best seat in the house.
What?
As the nameless hero whose unwavering guidance shaped Fain's destiny.
I'm grabbing my head right now, guys.
His name was never recorded in Amphoreus's history.
Wait, what? Who could possibly be there his entire life?
Questions.
Lygus.
Let's follow along and find out, shall we?
I'm in like two minds about
Many
this.
mysteries lurk in this village beneath the veil of Evernight. Your questions will find answers.
Sure.
As the story unfolds.
My heart is like racing right now. No way, we're going to move around this world, Act 1? Oh my god. No freaking way. Fain's homeworld, Elysia, is a freaking physical world? No freaking way. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh my god. When I said, by the way, I was in two minds about this, very frustrated in Lygus doing the whole like questions. I know more than you know, but I won't say. Like that type of stuff always like, I'm like, just tell me, buddy. Don't try and act all tough here. But then I'm also at the same time too, I'm like, it's like that SpongeBob meme, you know, with the bear that like points at the circle. For me, it's like, yeah, you're being kind of annoying now, Lygus, but I actually do want to see this. You know what I mean? It's like one side of my brain is like, just tell me, and the other side of my brain is like, holy freaking hell, I'm glad I'm here. This is incredible, you know? My mind is being blown here. She also said like an Ashen hero will come and like, because it seemed like, you know, there was like a prophecy that was given to Fain that he would be kind of like the world bearing titan or whatever, or would bear the look at the windmill over there. Oh my god, I wish this was like, I wish we could just like have a slice of life episode, you know, slice of life beach episode. Let's go. I guess it'd be more like a doc episode, but still, like but it's the way they said like an Ashen hero would come to relieve you or something like that. Like that sounds like a nameless hero. That's Stell, right? That would be because like Fain is not nameless. Unless you're saying you don't know what the year it is. I can't get over how beautiful this is. This is, again, we talk about romanticism. We talk about like, you know, the beauty of an epic. This is the shot in any type of epic story that you have of like people returning home for the war. It's gorgeous. The sunlight rising as well. This is an incredible location, guys. We will be out in the episode here, by the way, guys. We will be. As I told you guys, we'll be doing like some irregular, weirder breaks. But it's just the way things have to go. It's just the way things go. I'm not going to ever apologize for it. I'm going to be taking my time with this. We did like a 4-hour episode yesterday. Oh my god, there's a statue up there too. This is a wild episode. So when we're having our post discussions, I'm going to do my very best to piece together what I think is happening. It probably won't be as long as yesterday, hopefully, because I think it's one of those situations where, not hopefully, because I don't mind doing long discussion, but I mean more just in case if it is long, it means I'm more confused than I think I am. But we'll try and like figure things out as well. You know what I mean? 100%. This is incredible. This is, again, as I said, two minds. It's like, just tell me, you fool. Stop being so like, yeah, sure, yes, I know, you don't know. And it's like, okay, buddy, like, stop being silly. And then it's like, at the same time, I'm like, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's see this. That's just a pet peeve of mine sometimes when like it's like a character who like is not like evil. You know what I mean? Is like, because evil character's not telling you something that like makes sense, but a character who's like, I want you to see this, but I'm gonna like not tell you. It's like, just tell me. But then again, I'm like, gameplay wise, story wise, reveal wise, it's probably gonna be more impactful through actually seeing it ourselves. You know what I mean? 110%. I think it's just like personality wise. I'm like, come on, Lycus, you know. But for me, I'm like kind of grateful as well. So one side of me I was like, screw you, Lycus. The other side of me, thank you, Lycus. It's like, screw you, thank you. I hate you, thank you. That's what's happening right now, guys. I'm in a manic state. This is amazing. I think it's a perfect shot to actually like oh yeah, perfect. Yep, I was gonna do the video thing. That makes perfect sense.
Is that a stain? I like this coat.
It's a nice coat. We'll go to the Astro Express because it is like the nicest place to go. Yeah, there's gonna be like the thing is about like Honkai Star is they let you save and stuff because as well. Wait, oh no, so we're not part of the story. I was gonna say let's see if March is there now, but we're not part of the story. It's not part of the story. Oh, she is there. I guess her memories are more in Amphoreus, I guess. Okay. 100%. Okay, so I am going to do the usual thing. This is usually our spot, isn't it? And we're gonna pause here as well. When it comes to the as-written stuff as well, whether you guys like, I know, like I said, I'd be doing multiple and different episodes of it as well. We will be getting them done. I'm saying this right now. We will be getting them done. And same with, we still have 3 more Titans to discover as well. We still do. But it's one of those things where like it just depends on the day. I'm not going to put a pressure on it, you know what I mean? But I will be looking at them and yeah, 110%. Yeah, 110%. I know they build up over time. They keep building up, but we have time. I'm not leaving this world. We still got so much left in Amphoreus. Okay, so let's just kind of go through like everything piece by piece so I can kind of remember what's happening in those particular scenes. We started this whole act with the reaching to Dan Hong, right? And I feel like, you know, there was like a bit of relief here that came in from seeing Dan Hong, but somebody had trapped the Flame Reaver. And this is huge, obviously, because the Flame Reaver is like relentless. Like the Flame Reaver doesn't stop for anything. So seeing the Flame Reaver kind of trapped was like a very, very weird thing already. And that's when we found out that the person that trapped the Flame Reaver was Screwlum. And it's one of those things I love that they do so much well in Honkai Star Rail. Like, you can have the most powerful force in the world, and like these Genius Society people are like, yeah, let's face it together, you know, and so not together, but like I'll do something about it. Screwlum came to talk to us about the what's going on here, what is needed from us, and like what could possibly be happening here. So basically, Screwlum comes to us and says that this world that we're on is a construction that is based on like an experimental thing from an eon, and that it's not just this like mystical, magical fairy world and this beautiful like natural place. It is an experimentation that was constructed, and we learn later that it seems to be from like the actual scepters, and that seems to be like what the Dawn device might be, is like the scepter. And like the natural feeling that Amphoreus is given, and the feeling of very isolated feeling, all of a sudden becomes very, very open. It becomes a very open idea. It goes from being like, this is an isolated world, to this is a world that was like directly affected from the outside. We learned that like as from Herta, what she talked about the scepters as well, that the idea that this thing is that that she went around like removing all these things from the world. At least that's what I got from that perspective. And then this one kind of like slipped through the cracks and came to Amphoreus, and in my opinion, like maybe like started like Amphoreus, through like, as what they said later, something about like, you know what, the prime mover of the world or whatever. To me, that is like kind of like what they're possibly getting at with that. But again, I don't know for sure fully. But yeah, it's a big revelation here, because we not only learned that like this is a constructed world in a Titan's like experimentation, but it's also that now it's evolved to the phase that it is in its destruction phase. And if this is allowed to keep going, it will basically complete the metamorphosis, and not the metamorphosis is change, isn't it? I guess more construction or birth of a Lord Ravager. And this Lord Ravager is going to be way more damaging than Ventilia. And this is how they drive home how terrifying this is. Ventilia was already terrifying, what Ventilia did. But this Lord Ravager is going after the Iridation, is going after Noose. And we know Iridation now, I guess, from this because of what... And I can't believe I didn't connect the dots before. I think I was just like, oh, there's similar things. But Iridation is the idea that the world is here because we perceive it. And I wonder then if this world is all about like memoria and an experiment and about perception and about like, created through people's memories. And later on we find out the idea of like maybe gazed upon by like the idea of a god, which I think might be Fuely. Is it possible that if you go after and control, which already is crazy by the way, going after an Eon. Going after an Eon is already insane, right? Because we know that they're kind of like, even like the Titans are not as like off limits as the Eons. The Titans are powerful, but they have way more of like a grounded presence on this world than the Eons. The Eons are out of reach. The Eons are like so far away that it's terrifying, right? So I genuinely think that it is like a situation where like they're trying to drive home that this Lord Ravager would have no problem and is trying to go after the idea of Iridation, which to me then would mean that they would have control over maybe like perception and creation and things like that. But again, you guys can correct me on that if that's not the right idea here. But yeah, it's a big revelation, and we knew about the idea of like a Lord Ravager being here from Herta possibly as well, right? And also because of Lygus, but they kind of built it up in such a fantastic way. I just think they did a really great job of like having Lygus mention it. Herta then talking about the idea of like the scepters and the device getting through here and all this stuff too, and then kind of confirming that this is going to be the birth of a Lord Ravager, which is terrifying. It's a terrifying idea. We then had a thing with Skrullum where he asked one person to stay behind and monitor this basically, because it is a situation obviously that can't be this is a situation that like kind of needs to be monitored, right? It's not something that can be left to its own devices, but the problem is, because of what's happening here with the Aeronova coming up and like the uncertainties surrounding you can't have two people here. You need to have this anchor. I think he called it like a cognitive anchor to do with Iridation as well, that would like anchor Stell to this world basically, so that whatever happens, she would be able to defy the fate of what is happening with the Aeronova. Because even like I said, I can't give any guarantees to what would happen to Stell. So Stell is like once again kind of defying fate, but in this time it's kind of like in help from Skrullum as well. I really love the Skrullum scene just because it gives such like a fantastic like insight into this world, but also a very scary reveal. You know what I mean? And like a very like an urgency, right? Because again, we talked about how like this world has changed completely from the last chapter to this chapter. New villains, new ideas. And when I heard that this whole story of Amphoreus was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, I actually did wonder in my mind. I was like, how are they going to keep it kind of like fresh, and how are they going to keep it like going, and how are they going to keep it like, because like the Flame Chase journey is incredible. And I'm sure that we would have been so invested in the idea of just like what we were doing just with the Flame Chase journey, like as it was, because there's so many big emotional moments. But I don't think you could do it for like forever, right? In the same way that it was doing it, right? So like this whole thing of like before anything could even come close to being worn out, it wasn't even close to being that. It was still incredible. They switch lanes, and now it's this fear of like a Lord Ravager returning, the influence of the Eons, whether it be Fuely or Noose as well. Lygus having a potential, which Skrullum said, Lygus having like being responsible for like what's happening here as well. There is like a lot here that is how do I say, like they do this, and again, it's not just this story. They do this a lot in these games where, like, say when Aventurine, like at the end of Act 2 moved on, straight afterwards they made sure at the next act to inject new life once again into the whole story. In this story as well, we had like the big turning point, this massive moment, and now we went from being like, oh my god, this is devastating, but like at least Fain got to this goal here, to being like, oh, like we have a whole new villain in the background. We have a new uncertainty with Lygus. Lygus has almost stepped up to the forefront of the story in this sense, where he was always like he went from like creeping in the back, coming a little closer, and now he's like at the forefront of the story. Fainon's past is now coming into question. Like all this stuff is really great what they did with, and in terms of March as well, like all this stuff they did was fantastic in terms of injecting new life into the story once again. And speaking of March, we did see March after this, and it was one of my favorite moments in this entire series. I love March so much, and so getting to actually like see her again and happily witness her again It was more than I could take. It was a strange moment because it was like just this massive dopamine hit to the point at one point, like I was like, you know, involuntary, like, you know, moving around in my chair, you know, like if you ever like do like a passage of time with someone sitting in a chair when they're like, you know, watching something they really, really enjoy. Like I was like kind of moving around the place all the time because I was like, I couldn't contain myself. I couldn't contain myself. I really like adore March so much, and here, not only just getting to see her was fantastic, but we had this like interesting interaction with Cyrene, who Cyrene is just like, you know, I could not have predicted how they were going to have her show up again. Cyrene showing up in this world in the way that she did, where she's kind of just like helping March out and having this very like, in my opinion, very like empowering and beautiful conversation with March about how the two of them are so lovely and pretty. I love it so much. But she's also helping her kind of like, you know, not be lost to this world. What was happening was March was going through this space once again that she's been in before. And whatever was happening here that wanted her to get her into Amphoreus was trying to trick her into going to Amphoreus. And from Cyrene's perspective, you would just basically become a pawn of what is happening here in Amphoreus. You would become a pawn to this world. And it's so interesting that, like, you know, they were using March's memories, because it is a very devastating idea to use Dan Heng and Stell, like, to try and, like, trick her, and it felt very vulnerable. She felt very vulnerable and manipulated, but it was just good to see. That's what's so sad for it as well. It's like the first time we see March is like it starts off in a very like vulnerable position, but it becomes more amazing as time goes on. And I actually would say that about like the ending scene here of that whole cutscene, or the whole scene with them, Cyrene, which is March is told, and this is such a March, and this is so March, this is so Dan Heng, this is so Stell. It's like, yeah, the dangerous thing is this way, but your friends are this way, and back here is safety. And she's like, oh yeah, danger. Like right away, yeah, sure. It's like, what? But it wasn't surprising. It was beautiful, but it wasn't surprising. As I said, if Dan Heng was like in a fire and the prophecy said the only way to save him is to throw gasoline on yourself and jump in and then save him, like, you would be like, halfway to the prophecy, the only way to save them is to put gasoline. What are you guys doing? You just hear the sloshing of the gasoline of merchants. Like, you know, they're not gonna hesitate. They're not those type of characters. As I said, like, they all would have to do the same thing. I know Dan Heng would have been like, yeah, Dan Heng's speech would have been longer, but he wouldn't like, I'm going in. Stell wouldn't have a speech. Stell would just be Looney Tunes. What did I do? Like zooming through the door. It would have been just like very it's them three, like they mean so much to each other. But yeah, very interesting reaction with her and Cyrene, like, you know, and they talked about their similarities, and they talked about like the idea of like the stuff that March might have forgotten, you know, the memories that she has, and the possibility of opening up like her memories, and how her memories could be important to the people of the memo keepers. But even though that could be a trick, but it would make sense to me that she would be like really important to the memo keepers. And of course, when they talked about March as well in this whole story, how like Scroolum said this too, March, as she approached Amphoreus, was drawn in by Amphoreus. So she was like, so Scroolum knows she's here, Herta knows she's there as well, and now they know she's drawn in some way to Amphoreus too. So she's somewhere out on Amphoreus, but we don't know just the exact extent of where she is, but it seems like it might be a spirited thing because her body is still on the Astral Express. But then again, that just could just be because we backed out of the story. It could be something completely different there as well. But yeah, amazing interaction with March. It meant so much to me. I came out of that whole sequence a very happy person. A very happy person, honestly. It was really good. It was really, really good. And it's a great way to... I think that, like, you know, the best interaction we're going to have is when Stell and Dan Heng and March meet each other again, right? That's going to be incredible. But if I had to have an interaction with March again, and it's her calling herself pretty to another girl who's also calling herself pretty, and she's choosing her friends even though it's incredibly dangerous, that's a great way to bring her back. It's been since last December since we saw March, so having her back is incredible regardless, guys. It really is. I'm so happy with that. So after that, we kind of met up with Fain again, right? And in that moment, Fain was, and we have like a lot of screenshots from this place, I think, from this part as well. Yeah, this here, I think it is. Yeah, 100%. Just so we can get a good feel for this as well, right? So, this is the two lines that we saw as well. As you know, when the gods fell, someone had to bear the broken pillars to fill the vacant seats. Those who would assume divine authority must prove themselves through trials. Yet Kepler's demigods possibly have overcome the trials became non-existent, for the world-bearing Titan itself is a duty itself. Bringing forth the Era Nova and bearing its weight is an endless ordeal. ceasing only upon collapse. So this to me says, like, you know, it's like the Kepleys is different because they have to bear all of this. They have to bear the whole thing itself as a duty. The trial is a duty. It's like, while other people do trials and ascend, the World-Bearer Titan is constantly in a trial because he constantly has to bear the weight of the world. The Air Nova is not some ritual that is not something that can be completed in an instant. No, it is a long and arduous journey. While the sacrificial journeys of the other demigods conclude in this world, Kepley must shoulder the god's coral flame and bear the memories of all the world, stand unwavering. So even though, like, everyone else is moving on and everyone else is, like, you know, concluding their journey, Kepley must stay behind and bear the memories of all the world. It's a constant trial. It's a trial that lasts forever. Until the next world when the Black Titan consumes the bearer and all the carry leaves nothing behind. So it's until the cycle begins again and someone else comes and takes the core flame and finds a new bearer. The holy flame that illuminates all the world rests in your hands. All remains is one choice. Nurture it to pass on to future generations or extinguish it now. And then we have this again as well. Deliver the fate of all worlds rests in your hands. Enough testing. I've made my decision. Before I ignite the dawn, and he asked for some assurances, and he asked that, like, all of his friends basically are able to become Titans. He asked that all of his friends are able to fulfill their goals. And then he asked also in this thing too, the worlds we were born from my memories, all souls of the living dead will return as humans unchanged with their past lives. Anaxa wanted this. Anaxa wanted a new world where everyone will be able to return with their memories, I guess their personalities intact in some way. But yeah, another really incredible sequence here as well. He also asked if Stella could return home, but Liga said she's too close to the world now. But of course, she showed him the anchor. And again, as I said, I love that, like, that's what it is all the time. Like, there's this magical thing where it's like, hey, we are the magic, this prophecy and this prophecy. And then Herta and Skrullum are like, what about science? And it changes everything. But it's still really, really well done, in my opinion, in that sense, too. But yeah, like, it seems that, like, the Fain wants to follow through Anaxa's wishes, right? And that's what he wants, is the idea of creating a new world. But it also seems that when Fain becomes the Titan, he would then take on an eternal trial until he's then replaced once again, where his memories and his whole view of the world holds this world up by itself. So the trial of Kepley's demigod is never ending, it seems. Or at least, like, it won't end until, like, the next cycle, it seems, while everyone else is able to move on. But he was begging for people to move on again, or to fulfill their wishes. And again, that's what Fain is. And we saw this as everyone was talking about Fain before he accepted the core, or before he did the whatever it's called, the ascension ritual or whatever. We saw all the people talking about him. They had such praise for him. They knew he was the guy for the job. They had such time for him and love for him. It was such an important scene because not only does Fain carry the weight of all these people on his back forever, I truly believe that all of them carried the love for him in their hearts as they were going through the journey too. It's so interesting to me that, like, when you look at this journey and, like, where it started with Fain being in competition with Mightymost and all these characters kind of having their own path, it really did kind of dovetail into a thing where everyone kind of, like, after a while, we're kind of like, yeah, it's Fain. You know, it's like all these people had their own parts and their own stories that were incredible, right? Mightymost, Castoros, all these amazing stories. Mightymost and Castoros are my two favorite characters in Amphoreus. But they were able to turn around and, like, everyone kind of realized in the end, it's like, oh, it's Fain. And I think that's incredible. Like, the fact that we started with, like, you know, kind of like, let's be honest here, Fain being kind of the one who failed in his journey to get the Strife Titan. But Aglai always knew that he wasn't meant for that. He's a chosen one that's not exactly like a chosen one. He's a chosen one that was chosen by love and trust, rather than just being chosen by, now he might be, it might be a thing where, like, we find out in these flashbacks that he is just, like, pure chosen one. I'm saying he's also a chosen one by love. And that's, like, to me, like, an amazing idea for a chosen one, which is he's chosen by love. But yeah, another incredible scene there with them. So then we had a pause. A pause just happened on the screen. Then we just had a pause appear on the screen. And then I'm putting this back up as well because there's a lot here as well. I have no problem looking over this stuff again with you guys. But it is, like, it's such a crazy sequence because Honkai Star Rail is no stranger to, like, kind of like breaking the world and making the world feel weird. We've had rewinds before, right? We've had Sambo talking directly to the camera. We've had now a pause. We've had crazy moments that make it feel like the world is, like, it almost makes it feel Truman Show-esque when we're watching this unfold in a way as well. But Lygus here was, like, seems like he was talking directly to us in some way, but he could be talking to, like, Stell. I think it was probably Stell, right? It's probably talking to Stell, but, like, it felt like he was talking to us for a bit. And maybe that's the intended feeling at the very least. But we see here, it's like, you'll remember, even as the embodiment of reason, one mystery remained beyond his grasp. That's an Anaxagoras. If that's the case, whose memories did the very first new sport come from? That's what Cersei was saying. If there's, it's like saying chicken and the egg situation. And the sages across have asked the gods, what is the prime mover of life? And this is also a question I believe that, like, Herta was asking. But let's set aside the gross teachings for now, look further past Amphoreus to what they call the forbidden realms beyond the sky. Did you know the scholars' strife? During the grand yet brutal war waged in the name of erudition, a genius legacy was abandoned, strewn across the cosmos. So this to me is the scepters. They created these scepters. A genius created the scepters, and then it was abandoned and strewn across the cosmos. The scepters, a macrocosm complemental array beyond mortal comprehension, made to emulate Aeon's thoughts. So these are things that can emulate an Aeon's thought patterns and our memories. It became a part of the Aeon's cognition at birth. Nous, right? Scattered throughout the cosmos, these arrays act as celestial body neurons for Nous. So they act as like parts of Nous, I guess, all these parts. So when Herta said she got rid of these scepters, do you think that like she was like it's because they're too dangerous? Or I'm not sure about that part personally. But these scepters were created by a genius's legacy, and they act as like a central neurons for Nous themselves. Everyone knows, the erudition forsook them all. So when they say erudition forsook them all, you can help me with this, guys, as well. Did they mean that Herta forsook them or Nous forsook them? But what nobody knows is that though forgotten, they never stop seeking the divine answer. So they're looking for what is the prime mover of life. A question to survive war and disaster, stumping even the greatest minds, including both mechanical emperors. So because they were probably created by this genius scholar, do you think that they like kind of like continue to move by themselves and look for this answer because they're like just determined to? So what if hypothetically a scepter found the answers to the prime mover of life? So one of these scepters, which we thought was the Dawn device, right? It was deemed as a failure by Nous. So I guess Nous abandoned them, right? And he abandoned all these scepters, but one he missed. And what would happen, they say? Perhaps the answer is similar to think. From a perishing neuron, so it was like one neuron of Nous was perishing. Then it evolves into true life, reborn through the gaze of another Aeon. So do you think Fuli could have gazed upon this one neuron? And because of the answers that it had with itself, what the prime mover of life is, and what this world, I guess, was, it was able to create something like Amphoreus through memoria, and like, and if you're talking about experimentations, that could be it as well. This is a tale from the distant path, unknown to all, even unheard by the greatest geniuses. And that is the last bit we have there, at least. That's my idea of it now, right? Is the idea that this is a world that my understanding of it. Okay. Let's just do a summary of everything, right? From start to finish here. If we can, because there's a lot here. There is a Lord Ravager here on Amphoreus. If the scepter continues to go on his path of destruction, it will birth a Lord Ravager, and then that Lord Ravager will go after Nous. The scepters themselves were parts or neurons of Nous that were a part of a legacy of a genius that were scattered throughout the world and looked for the question of like scholars look for the question of what is the prime mover of life. All of these scepters were abandoned, and in many cases Herta seemed to maybe destroy them. But one slipped through the cracks and was gazed upon by what I think is Fuli, and was able to use this question of what is the prime mover of life that it found. It found the answer to this, and then also use memoria, memories, parts of the memories of Nous, and maybe parts of the memories from Fuli, and create Amphoreus. That's my theory right now on that as well. They didn't say it directly, but that's what I'm thinking could have happened, right? In terms of what it could have done here. That's my kind of basic summary of what I picture all of this as. In terms of the scepters, at the very least, and what is happening with the scepters and what's happening to Lord Ravager. There's lots of itty-bitty stuff in there between, obviously with March and her memories. There's stuff with Cyrene. Obviously Lygus is still wants us to see something, so there's stuff there too as well. There's so much stuff that's in between all this stuff as well. That could be another thing too. Whether it be Anaxagoras' research, or as we said, Cyrene, March, all this stuff that's to do with memories and memoria. There's a lot of stuff still there, right? There's a lot of stuff there. But I'm glad March is back in the story. I'm glad we're kind of getting an insight into what's happening here. We ended up in the last part of this whole story in Ideas Elysiae. And what I love about this location is that it's so new and fresh, and it's something we don't get to see very often, which is just very cultivated farmland, very natural location. And it's striking almost instantly. Fain wakes up and he's told that basically like an Ashen warrior is going to like relieve him of his. I know what they were saying here. To me, like I'm sure it will get revealed as time goes on, but the location itself and this whole thing that Lygus wants to see, he wants us to see something here. He said he even wants to see like Fain like grow up and like he wants to be used by his side as well. But the main takeaway from this final part of this whole thing was how beautiful this place was and how pumped I am to get into more of this as well. It's really, 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 really incredible, honestly. I'm very excited. I'm so excited to see like what is going to happen more with this, especially since like this is already so mind-blowing. Like to in the first like hour or two of like your act to already blow someone's mind and do so many amazing things, I can only imagine what's going to come. You know what I mean? Like, because it's one of those things where, like, they could have fired out all their shots right now, right? But I don't think it's a Honkai Star Rail style. They don't fire off their shots unless they know they have something else in the barrel or more ammunition. We've seen that in other stories, too. Like, they might do a calmer, like, still a great act, but they'll do a calmer act for, like, 6 hours, and then the last 2 hours will be, like, them firing off a lot of big, heavy shots. But they're firing off heavy shots right away. To me, that screams the idea that, like, hey, we got more coming for you. Guys, I think this was all incredible. I really enjoyed the way that they've like set up the story. A lot of it's a little bit confusing to me 100%, but hopefully I'm like getting a bit of an understanding of it for sure. I'm sure you guys will fill in the gaps for me. Obviously don't spoil anything, but like fill in whatever gaps you can if you could. That's always very helpful for me. We're getting to this idea of where it's going to be heavy story, heavy lore, and a lot of stuff. And Lygus also speaks in like, you know, circles, you know. Lygus is the type of character to be like, oh yeah, Lygus mentioned as well that he's like akin to Skrullum as well. He also mentioned that too. But like, yeah, Lygus is the type of character it seems that would be like, it's like, hey, do you want an ice cream, Lygus? Dairy treat. The type of treat that kids enjoy on a hot summer day. It's made of, and he starts to list out the ingredients, and he goes, would I partake in such a lovely, delicious treat? Or would I leave it for next week? Lygus, do you want an ice cream? That is a question that is asked for many generations. What a question indeed. Many people have asked that. Lygus, do the ice cream truck is going. Do you want something or not? Yes, truck. A car. The car can bring people to new... Like, he seems like that type of character. That's why things are going to get, like, kind of, like, in circles here. Even here now, we're like, hey, just tell us what's happening. He's like, all in due time, you know? I'm pretty sure if I asked him what his name was, he'd be like, name. What we used to define people. But again, it's not a bad thing. It just means that he's like, I think he's intentionally supposed to be kind of like very mysterious and withdrawn, you know? But incredible stuff. Love seeing March again. I'm glad Don Hung is safe. It's so intriguing to me. Like, I'm coming into this next part of the story, like, so intrigued and so pumped to see what's going to happen. I'm so excited to see, like, the type of story we're going to get here. It really is like one of those things where, like, as I said, it didn't need to do it because I was already so excited, but like they've injected such a life into it now that like I'm like, because obviously I have to record other stuff today, so that's a different thing obviously, but like I'm kind of like dreaming of like going to bed tonight so I can wake up and play more Honkai tomorrow, you know, for sure. But obviously we have to pace ourselves for sure, 100%. But guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you guys enjoyed this video, then thank you. Thank you very much. I think I've watched like a lot of streamers there, and like I think that's like an outro that happens sometimes. If you guys enjoyed the video, like the video, you know, which is not wrong with that, but I just don't usually do that. But in my head I just like went to like YouTuber outro there. But if you guys enjoyed the video, thank you very much for watching it. Very, very happy to be able to play this game now, and it's so fun. If you guys want to see these videos early, you can see them for €1 or whatever it is in your currency. That is on Patreon or YouTube members. And if you want to get your name in the credits that's going by in the text credits right now, that is €10 or whatever it is in your currency. And if you want your name read out at the end of every single video, that is €15 or whatever that is in your currency as well. And guys, it helps out a lot. It does help out. You guys have no idea how much it helps out. 100%. It kind of adds like a very nice security blanket for YouTube, allowing me to do this like a lot, you know, for sure. I want to say thank you to first the patrons on the highest tier, that being Ty Pharaoh 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Yassassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Pike Kasperian, Jerabinum, Neo Shaurite, Leah 200, Malcolm Conde, and at the highest tier in my YouTube, Roy Gamer 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.